Namaste. Welcome to the Warrior Monk Wisdom at Sunrise series. A daily dose of self-discovery can bring the calm within the storm. For when we know ourselves, the rest of the world begins to make sense. Let's flow.
When things change inside of you, things change around you. Unknown. Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about an experimental topic that I've been thinking about based off of the concept of intermittent fasting, which many of you probably know what it is. There's different methods and things like that, but I started thinking, what if you use that concept through the entirety of your life? So follow me here. I'll probably have a series on this at some point, just kind of diving into each topic, but here's some things that I've really just kind of thought about. I don't have a whole lot of research other than, obviously on intermittent fasting itself, and then intermittent exercise also has some research behind it and showed the benefit of doing short bursts of exercise versus just getting it all done at once, and really how it's not necessary to always do long workouts. You can always do them in shorter bursts. But I'm currently doing some personal experimentation, and so hopefully I can get some thoughts from you guys as well. So the idea for me is to really seek true balance. You can't really focus on one thing for too long because then all the other stuff goes out the wayside, right? So think about stability. Think about trying to be good in as many things as you can through exposure, like the legs of a table. If you don't focus on one leg at all, you're going to fall over. So it's really a truly everything in moderation concept, except for moderation is intentional and strategic instead of just whenever it's convenient for you, right? That's unfortunately everything in moderation kind of gets thrown in whenever you're like, oh yeah, I can have a donut. I mean, it's everything in moderation as long as I just have it, 5 a day. That's moderation, right? So you got to really hone in on the intentional part of your moderation. So intermittent fasting is eating windows, but you can also talk about doing things like intermittent carb cycling. So going through bouts of time where you don't eat hardly any carbs and then you kind of carb load and things like that. It's a concept that is actually used in athletics a lot. And then you can also do things like eating with the seasons when you're talking about, veggies and fruits and stuff like that. And that way your micro and macronutrients kind of rotate and you get a little bit of everything if you're eating, the freshest fruits and vegetables that you can. And then you can also talk about like cheat meal concepts. Like me personally, I have pizza every single week, but whenever I'm not eating pizza, I don't eat wheats and grains and things like that. So I would say about 70% of my carbohydrate intake for an entire week comes in one day. And it's actually been working really well for me. I sustain my energy and my weight and everything like that. So it actually works out really well so far in terms of how it's working for me. And then you can also talk about your exercise. So I'm starting these 6-minute sets and 5-minute flows that are going to be designed specifically for you to get some exercise throughout the day and just plug it in whenever you have free time. And if you can plug in a few more here and there, I like to combine. I do a 6-minute set for my strength and then I do a 5-minute flow right after. So that's 11 minutes and I'm done. I do that a couple times a day. Bam. So far so good in terms of how it's working out. And I will continue to experiment with that. You can also do sit fast, so time yourself and make sure that you don't sit for too long without getting up and moving around. Intermittent sleeping, so napping. You can even expand your naps if you have time for it. Nikola Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci were famous for taking multiple naps a day and really just, working 4 hours and then napping for an extended time and then getting up and doing it again. So, and then also intermittent challenges, making sure that you over and underindulge in physical and mental challenges, states of relaxation throughout your life and throughout the day and throughout the weeks and months and stuff like that. So I'm going to wrap this one up today, but I think I'm going to dive into each of these a little bit more in the future as well. So I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for flowing with us. Remember to like, comment, share, and follow us on all your favorite platforms. Namaste.